your holidays. Seeing we are a few days away from New Year's Eve, I thought I would make an appetizer for you. Something quick, something easy, something that's always been very popular when I've had dinner parties. So I thought I'd make that for you today. Here, what I have on the platter here is a puff pastry. Now, if you saw my video on the asparagus tart, you'll see how I did this. Although in the asparagus tart, what I did was I left 1 inch on the edge going around, poking it with a fork so that you get kind of a little bit of a lip here. But on this, for this pizza, I call it a salmon pizza. For this pizza, I just did a half of an inch. Now let me explain to you, you can use a pizza crust for this particular recipe if you want. You can go find some gluten-free pizza crust, in your grocery store in the freezer department if you'd like to, use that. There are a number of things that you can do, or you can make little individual pizzas with this same recipe. But anyway, like I said, today I chose to do this puff pastry. Now, the first thing I'm going to put on here is I'm going to slather it with sour cream and horseradish. That's another thing you can change up. You don't have to use sour cream. You could use a vegan cream cheese mixed with horseradish. You can use regular cream cheese. You can buy that whipped cream cheese and put horseradish in it. What else could you use? Oh yes, you could use yogurt. If you used yogurt, I would buy a plain yogurt and make sure you let it drain for several hours before you use it, because there tends to be a lot of liquid, in that. So there's a number of things you can do. You could put this to your liking. Anyway, in my sour cream right here, I'm going to put, I don't know. When you open up horseradish, the first horseradish in the jar is extremely hot. And then when you get down, it's not as hot. So I'm going to take into this horseradish, which is probably about 5 ounces, horseradish, into this sour cream. And the sour cream is probably about 5 ounces. I'm going to take a heaping teaspoon of the horseradish. And goes a little more. It's kind of like garlic. There's never enough, So it depends upon how spicy, you would like it for yourself, or that you think that your guests would like it. So just mix this all up like this. Get this nicely in there. Give it a good mix. You see how yummy it looks. I can smell it. Actually, I can smell the puff pastry because it did just come out of the oven. Before I turned on the camera. So let's just give this a mix, nice thorough mix. And then what we're going to do is we are going to spread this on top of the, whoops, I see something that fell here, on sort of the top of the puff pastry here. So let's get this going. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention to you too as I'm doing this, when you're doing desserts, appetizers or whatever, you should always think of the type of dish that you have and that you're going to be able to use. Now, if you don't have a platter like this that you could serve this, like this on, all you have to do is, say you're going to use the puff pastry. All you have to do is, roll out your puff pastry. And as I said, refer back to my video about the asparagus tart, and you'll see how I did this. But all you have to do is roll out your puff pastry and then cut it into a circle if you want. And then build your pizza the same way I'm building it here, but build it with the, in a circle. I'm trying to concentrate here. I'm getting this all over. And get it as close to the edge as you can get it. I don't like the edges to be, I could have made a little more even of this, but, this is what I made. Let me get a spoon here. Get every little bit out. Just like that. Like I say, get it as close to the edge as we can possibly get it. It smells so good. It just always amazes me how well this goes over with people. And you never know sometimes what people are going to like. But anyway, it's a good one, and I hope you give this one a try. So get it as close as you can. You know, if I wasn't on camera and I didn't want to, I'd probably spend more time trying to move this, you know, all around, but that'll be okay. All right. So now we have this is our sour cream and our horseradish. And on top of that, we are going to put some red sliced onion. Now, I've got the onion sliced here, but what I want you to do is I want to make sure you slice your onion as thin as you possibly can. You know, if you have some kind of fancy piece of equipment in your kitchen that will slice things super thin, I would recommend that you use that. So spread your onion, your purple onion. Actually, I don't really even care for onions, you know, but number one, they're very, very healthy for you. And number two, they just make, you know, especially purple onion, they just look so beautiful on something, you know, like this. So do like I said, slice them thin. Slice them as thin as you could possibly get them. So just like that. You know, you don't have to go too crazy, you know, with it. Now on top of this onion, we are going to put, let me move this over. I have some smoked Alaskan wild caught, what am I trying to say, salmon. I can't think of the other name I'm looking for. And right here I've got a package. Usually the packages are about 4 ounces. And this is what I have. So we're going to put this salmon all over here. It smells really, really, really good. I took it all apart. You know, when it comes in those packages, it's really hard to get the salmon apart. I had to put my glasses on and practically get a magnifying glass to see, you know, the pieces. You could put it any way you want, but you know, fill it up so that each piece gets a nice sliver of the salmon. Filling that little hole there. But I could probably use all of this on this one, you know, pizza. Oh, I know what I was trying to say a few minutes ago when I was trying to say the salmon. Must be my age, you know. I can't remember anything. Anyway, I was trying to say sockeye. It's sockeye salmon. So there we go. I've got all 4 ounces of the package, you know, on here. And here we go. This is really good. And like I say, it's so simple. Oops, there's another little speck. We don't want to waste any of it. Alrighty, so now we put our salmon. And then we're going to put just a few more onion. Just a few more. If you think it's too much onion for you, then don't put it on this layer. You can easily leave this off. You can easily leave this off. But you watch your guests when they see this. And watch how they eat it. I remember one party, there was a man, you know, that, well, there were several men, but, and this one man in particular, you know, he was sitting right there near the pizza, and I don't think he left it all evening. You know, he just kept eating away. So there we have, like I said, you know, a few more onion slices. Now on top of that, we are going to put some, what the heck do I have? Oh, I can't even think what you call them. I'm really losing it today. You know, I had everybody for Christmas and I'm still exhausted. But anyway, we're going to put some capers on here. So put as few or as many as you'd like. I've got these nicely drained. And put them all over like this. And doesn't it look nice? I hope you think it does. Because I do. I think it looks nice, and like I say, I always like serving it. Because you know, it always surprises people. It's one of those appetizers you don't see that often. Excuse me when I leave the frame there, but anyway, so all we need now is a little bit. You can put on top now, just for a little more color. You can put a little basil, or you can put some. You can put parsley, whatever you'd like to do, or you don't even have to put it on. You You can just decorate your pizza with it if you want. I'm just going to tear a few pieces like this. Most people like basil, you know. If not, you know, well, they don't have to eat it if they don't like it. And let me just put a few more pieces. Maybe I'll just put a couple of big leaves over here in the corner, like that. You know. But once they taste it, as a matter of fact, when I'm done with this, I'm actually bringing it to someone's house to share it with them, because I certainly can't eat all of this. And it's one of those things that you should, you should eat, right away. So, anyway, so what do you think? You know, I hope you try it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. And I know your guests are gonna like it. So that's it, a very simple, easy appetizer for New Year's Eve. You know, it can go along with, like I say, dress it up or dress it down. If it looks too fancy for you, you know, take it off a tray and put it on something less, less fancy. Now, one more thing we're going to do. You know, I've mentioned a number of times that I do not drink. With all my cancer, I elected that be one of the things that I don't eat. But I do make myself my mineral water in, a nice wine glass like this. And I don't know what it is. It just kind of even makes it taste better when you do something like that. So I'm going to show you what I do. First of all, I'm a lemon freak, and not only that, lemon is very, very good for you, So I am going to put some lemon juice in the bottom of this glass. Show you how I set this up. So I don't know what we ever did without these things. They're so great, to squeeze the lemon juice right in. I put as much lemon juice as I want. You can put just a half a lemon in one, or you can do as I'm doing, and that is put a whole lemon in. Now, if you saw one of my videos that talk about a detox for your liver that contains the mineral water, the lemon juice, the mint, and cucumber, this obviously is taken, from that. So first I put this lemon juice in, and then I'm going to show you what else that I did, and I made for us before I turned it on. I took some ice, and in the ice I put the mint. I thought I'd put it in there just to make it look a little festive. See that? Just a little ice cube, and I used my pH balanced water, in there. And anyway, now we'll get the nice German mineral water and pour that in here for our drink. I don't know, it just looks a little more festive, and it certainly is delicious. So if you have any guests that don't drink and you want to serve something, you can do a lot of other things with this too. You can use this mineral water, and if you want to put in just a little bit of wine, you could do that. You could put in a little bit of some kind of juice if you wanted, But doesn't that look pretty like that? I think that looks pretty. It makes me feel like I'm drinking something like, I don't know, something really extra special, for the holiday. So, this little appetizer here will, need a little drink to go with it. I'm gonna cut a little piece right now to take a bite off this end, and I didn't. Oh, here, maybe I could use this knife right here. I'll take this right here. Now you can cut it, like I say, however you want, but I'm just gonna cut a little piece off here off the end. I'm not even gonna get a dish or anything like that to take a bite. Just gonna turn this and put this down here, and I should have a napkin. I should have something, but let me take a bite and I'll tell you how it is. You can taste that horseradish. You taste those capers, the salmon, the onion. It is absolutely delicious. Well, let me put this down here. I hope you give it a try. It's really delicious, so easy, and I think you'll enjoy it. Not only enjoy that, but enjoy. Talk about refreshing. These really go hand in hand. They really taste good together. But anyway, so I want to say to you, Happy New Year. When I come back, you'll be seeing a great deal of vegetable dishes. We got to get ourselves right back on track. You know, I don't believe in going on a diet every year, as everybody says, you know, come January they're going to go on a diet. I just believe in eating healthy and learning to eat healthy. I think that's what's the most important thing. So when you come back, I think we'll be doing a nice broccoli soup. Maybe, I'm not sure when we'll post it. In a few days we'll be posting that. But so join me for some real healthy eating in January, and hopefully you'll carry that healthy eating throughout the year. So I will see you then next year. And as I always say to all of you, siete felici. Bye bye now.